In this video, I'm going to review the concept of lambda functions. Typically, we write a function that looks like this. I'm going to take a named function. I have this keyword def in front of it, and then it's going to take some number of arguments, here 2, and then it's going to do some operation. In this case, the operation, I'm just returning the values summed. So that's pretty straightforward to understand, hopefully. We can use that function, so I'm going to do a myAdder function of 5 and 6, and then print the result, and I get back 11. So when I have a lambda function, the concept is somewhat similar. We're going to take those same arguments of a and b, and we're going to have the keyword lambda followed by the arguments. And then the separator here is the same, so it should look familiar. And then we're going to have a value returned, so this is a plus b. So it's a pretty similar construct. It's got all the same elements. The difference here is that we haven't named it. So we're going to save that function. So what a lambda produces is a function, and so we're going to call this function awesome. So we're saving that output to a variable, and when we run that, the type of awesome is a function. So that's the output is a function, so we can use that function to call on some arguments and get back a result. So it shouldn't be any different from this function. So the differences with sort of the functions that you may be used to compared to a lambda function is that they're restricted to a single expression. That means you can have basically one line being returned from your function. And the other more common use is that typically they're not named. They have sort of this function here is being applied to all the elements in the list by the map operation, but we never gave it a name, so that's why they're called anonymous. So we can call a function that's defined in a very small space without having to name it. That's occasionally convenient.